Welcome to Scarves and Spikes, episode 99. Oh, I'm sorry. I just got a text from Atlanta United. This is actually episode 6, right?
Yeah, 6.
I came in hot, right?
Yeah, that was. Hey, man, that was on fire. I like it.
Where are you going with this topic?
Little spicy.
Oh, we'll get into it. We got a lot to get into today, but it's match week, right? We haven't had this since November. Like, how spoiled are we that the preseason? Sydney and I were talking about this like before about like how quick this came, right?
Yeah, I feel like the season just ended. I feel like we just had MLS Cup, and now here we are, like 4 weeks away from the MLS season starting. And like you guys said, we have a match coming up. I mean, it's preseason against the Birmingham Legion out there in Alabama. But yeah, I'm ready for soccer. Ready to get started. I mean, it's not a real game, but ready to get the ball rolling, so to speak. No pun intended.
Yeah, like it just ended. Like when I get it.
I got
but like every offseason, like you almost forget there's a sport, right? Like you almost forget like baseball, hockey, especially the NFL. Like it's the offseason feels like it's a year, and we just get 2 months to like calm down, like stop hating on certain players, and then like Derek Etienne, he might be good this year. I'm over it. I'm already done. Like I'm great. But yeah, we got a match to talk about. We got numbers. We're gonna do numbers today. We're gonna talk about numbers. 99. 6. Take one away, put it backwards, and you got a 6. You got everything. But yeah, hey, you guys ready? You guys are going, right? You're going to the game.
I'll be there.
I mean, I'm in the air still. It depends on if my car cooperates. But we'll see.
You could just Uber with Sydney. Like Sydney's your Uber. I mean, that's what.
Yeah. I'll be back in the trunk.
Yeah, just have him pick you up.
Yeah.
I'll
285 Sydney.
I'll stuff you in there.
That'll be put him in the trunk, but
I mean, if it gets me to the game, I don't really care. Right. I have to cross through another time zone to get there, but whatever. I didn't even have to do that for MLS Cup.
By the way, we should mention it's 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Central Time on Saturday. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on X, Facebook. I assume Atlanta United's website. Don't know if it's going to be like geo-blocked or anything like that. But it should be good for those who are in Ohio or something like that. But yeah, exciting. It's good to see the guys back out there on the field, and yeah, hopefully no one gets hurt.
There's never been a time where I felt like I was an addict than a couple preseasons ago. Like they had like a match, and it was geo-blocked, and my friend was streaming it on Facebook through a camera, and I was watching it through his cell phone from his TV, and I was like, I got a problem. I got a real problem here.
You're sicko. I was
like, this is how addicts feel. Yeah, I'm a sicko, right?
That is
and you get fixed any way you can.
That's some backwards way of watching some soccer, man.
It was like watching, like back in the day, like you'd watch movies like through the static, like HBO. I watched Showgirls through static a long time ago. I was like, I just want to see what this movie is and watch. Yeah, all right. That's for Scarves and Spikes After Dark talk, so we'll go there. Yeah, well, speaking of Patreon, thank you to all our patrons. If you haven't joined us, patreon.com/ /Scarves and Spikes. We got some new members. The new season's ramping up. We got some really cool stuff coming up. Watch-alongs, that's going to be a thing. Maybe we'll do one for the preseason. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if there's other ones that are actually being streamed or not. I think there might be one more.
I feel like the one at Athens will be streamed, but we'll have to double check on that.
So we might do one. But yeah, we'll be doing watch-alongs all season. Our Discord's been ramping up. New members coming in every day. Come chat with us. Sydney and Tyler go to practice. They get inside thoughts immediately. Yeah, sometimes it's cool that they post it on YouTube, but these two, they beat YouTube. The uploads, how long it takes. These guys already got the notes and already got the audio, so it's good to have. What else do we do on Patreon?
We did hot takes. We did that last week. So if you have the opportunity and the time, definitely go on there and check out my hot take, Tyler and Tommy's hot takes as well. Where we give you kind of our predictions of what we expect to see in the 2024 season. May or may not happen. Again, they're hot takes, but having a little fun with it. So yeah, check it out if you're a patron. If you're not, again, sign up patreon.com/scarves and spikes. And yeah.
They get discounts at the store?
Yes, you can.
You get to, and shout out to Tim. I know he posted a picture of him with our hoodie. I'm jealous he beat us to even having one of these hoodies, but he looked good in it. So Tim, thank you. We appreciate it. And there's some other ones with some merch on the way. Yeah. So we're excited for that. And I think that's everything that we have on the Patreon, right?
Yeah.
I'm blanking.
I'll give you a bonus hot take real quick.
What's your bonus hot take?
My bonus hot take. So yeah, go join the Patreon for the other hot takes. Derek Etienne, since we're talking about Etienne, I'm going to give it 3 goals, 4 assists this year.
Okay.
I don't know how hot of a take that is.
You in full longshore here with the Ozetu prediction.
Hey, man,
say that.
You got to do what you got to do.
I said 5. That was my hot take. My hot take was 5 goals.
That could happen.
No, that's true.
It's not possible. I mean, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. It could happen.
He's got the talent.
Could happen.
Yeah, he does. I want to see him do well. Last year was just kind of a wash. I don't know if, we talked about the preseason, kind of knock and just having a limited impact in 2023. Hopefully he can work past it and become a contributor to this team because they're paying him a lot of money to be on this team for a couple of years. So that return on investment comes in 2024. Otherwise, be some more serious questions that need to be asked. But I mean,
I think it'll be fine.
Out of the question.
Yeah, not having a preseason, I guess, is a little annoying of an excuse, and we heard that quite a few times throughout the season. He's getting ramped up. He didn't have the preseason. All this, like he was with them, but it never seemed like he was able to get it going. And I think we said, maybe it was in my hot take video. That's where I said it, but like he seems like him and Silva have become very close. I think they called them the jokesters or whatever on there. So
yeah, I could see that.
Maybe they could work off of each other, and maybe Silva can give him some advice on how to do things better. And second year in the system, it's great, but like unfortunately, he was in the Moreno zone last season, right? Like he just disappeared. The Sosa zone. I mean, we've got quite a few names that we could throw in there where he just disappeared.
Whoever you want to sprinkle in there,
right?
Yeah, but we've got a couple good names in there that have been a good example of just once they get out of Pineda's good graces, you don't see them unless they're really desperate to put someone in, and they're gone. So hopefully, he can start becoming a regular starter or not starter. I don't want him as a starter at all.
Contributor.
And I'm really worried. Contributor off the bench. And like you've already, you've lost a few people, right? Like Machop's gone. But I think you're actually upgrading if Derek can do what Machop did, but even the same, but even stay healthy. Like I think that you're okay because that was the problem with Machop is a lot of games he just wasn't available because of some type of knock. Stay healthy, be a super sub, right? Everyone loves to use the super sub role.
if you can have Mosquera on one side as a backup, right, as your sub, and then you have Etienne if he can come good and really come in kind of to his own. Everybody gets into a new team differently. Some come in hot, some take a long time, and he's got the talent. It's not that he doesn't have the talent.
He does.
I think there's things that he's got to work on for sure, but maybe it's this off season. He came into last season still nursing an injury. He's got this entire time to rest. He wasn't playing a ton at the end of the season. So if he can come good on one side and then you get Mosquera coming in on the other side, you're not losing a ton when you have to sub out Saba and Sean De Silva. Like that's a luxury.
Wolf. Yeah, Tyler Wolf, add him to that mix. So interested to see, as preseason, well, it's already started, but as we go into this preseason match against Birmingham, what that starting lineup looks like. I have a sense of what it'll look like. I mean, but how those bench players, how those second teamers, so to speak, not second teamers, but how those backups do, those that are kind of down on the depth chart. Interested to see how those guys do. Your Etienne's, your TRAs, I don't want to throw McCarty. You kind of know what he's going to contribute, but that's one thing I'm mainly looking for. We know what Yaka's going to do. We know what Saba's going to do. We know that Silva, Muyumba, those guys are going to do. What are the guys behind them going to do? We'll talk about depth a little bit more in a second, because something came out of training the other day that I want to talk about, what we want to talk about. But other than hopefully no one getting injured, that's the number one thing I'm looking at. How does your depth do in preseason? If a player goes out injured or if they're unavailable, Almada is going to be presumably in the Olympics. Wiley's going to be presumably in the Olympics. Who steps in? Yakimakis, he's going to be in Euro qualifiers in a few months. Who steps in? So that's one of the main things I'm looking at.
Perfect timing
for preseason. And as we're kind of recording this, if you're listening to the podcast, Argentina is in the pre-Olympic qualifiers for CONMEBOL, and they're playing Peru as we're recording this. And Almada's just scoring for Argentina, Zil saying in the chat. So good to see.
Our own Tom Bogert Zilf.
Yes.
Price of the brick going up.
So we're gonna talk about Almada just a little bit longer. I keep saying just a little bit longer, but a little bit later. But I think we have a question.
We'll be talking about him for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time. Yeah, but I think we have a question in the chat that we kind of want to get on.
Travis is asking, the season beginning, can we get y'all ride or die player this year? Oof.
I'll give you mine, because I think he's the one that potentially is going to change the entire team. Not change the entire team, but he is going to make everybody around him better, and that's our new guy, Bartosz Sliss. I think now with a true number 6, with a guy that is as mobile as he is, I think he is going to elevate this entire team. And I think you got all the right pieces that came in last year in the summer. You've finalized the right pieces here in the wintertime. And that was a big one. That was a big position you had to fill. And again, we have to see all of these guys in action. You can only hope they come in as hot as the guys in the summer did, but everything points to him being the real deal. And you can get a pairing of him and Muyumba, or him and whoever's playing at the 8 at the time, or, whatever. I think he's going to not only make the center backs look better, but he's going to allow Almada to be higher up the field constantly. It's going to make his game better. It's just going to elevate the entire field. And I think a lot of this season is going to hinge on how he really comes good or bad. I don't think he's going to come bad at all.
Yeah.
But I think it hinges on him a lot.
Again, we talk about that spine for Atlanta United. We've had this discussion so many times, and Slish is definitely a big part of that spine and that 6th spot. Gregerson coming in as well. That middle of the pitch, middle of the field is going to be everything for Atlanta United in 2024. So that's a major reinforcement, and we'll talk about him maybe a little bit later on. Mine is going to be, this is maybe a little bit low-hanging fruit, but Yorgos Yakimakis. I mean, he's a known quantity already. We know what he can do 70% he said is preseason, and minus that, he almost won the Golden Boot. We talked about it last week. He almost won the Golden Boot last year. Um, Again, he'll be gone for a few matches because of Euro qualifying. He'll be with Greece. So that's one thing that we'll be keeping an eye on, of course. Can he stay healthy? Can he stay fit? Can he take advantage of this layoff that he hasn't had over the past couple of years, and truly get healthy and get back into maybe not the swing of things, but again, have a full preseason with Atlanta United after a time of rest. And I think that would be everything for him as he continues to adjust to MLS. Last year was his first year in the league, so it was a bit of an adjustment period. Now that he's going through preseason, now that he's more fit, now that he's had a chance to see what the league is all about, learn the tendencies of teams, learn the expectations of what will happen when he's on the pitch, I think that he's going to be a much better player, and I think he could honestly challenge for the MVP slot, considering that is if Acosta doesn't repeat what he did last year. I think he can seriously push for that. So I think Yorgos Giakoumakis is going to be my ride or die for 2024. Again, maybe a little bit of a lagging fruit, but that's just who I got. Tommy, what you got?
Both good answers. I'm going to go Mamba. You know, from the moment he came on this team, it was completely different, right? And we asked him to do a lot because transfer window in the summer, they focused on offense, right? Everybody was saying, what the hell are you doing on defense? Well, he came in and he was able to handle both, right? Like he was running back, getting the ball back. And sometimes he wasn't able to focus on the offensive side. Now he's got help, right? We're hoping that basically this entire offseason, right, has been focused on defense. So let him, you know, he's going to need to come back and help out on occasion, right? But if he could focus on the offensive side and not use all his energy to get back and help on defense all the time, then I think that he becomes even more of a danger in the midfield. And I want to see what that looks like, because if we saw him, you know, having to be, you know, focusing on both, if he could focus more on just on the offensive side, I think he's just even more dangerous. I'd love him to knock Morris down in the first game and score on him. Oh, I hate I'm not still mad about game one. I swear I'm not. Man, Eden Morris, I just don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him. He's now in my top 3 of not like players. Well, I will not lie. Dex McCarty was in that list. He's no longer there. Eden Morris took that spot.
Well, give him credit. He's a good young player, but
I don't like him, Sydney. Don't tell me what I should like.
You don't have to. You don't have to like him. You don't have to like him. I'm just throwing that out there.
He falls down too easy.
I feel like sometimes his reputation precedes him, but yeah, I mean,
I'm okay.
Continue.
You're in hostile territory up there, Tommy. So you're talking a lot of crap.
And you know how many friends I've got here? I've made so many friends now in Columbus. I hung out with this past weekend. Well, I hung out the Upper 90 crew. They are in a Weezer cover band, so that's what I did this weekend. I braved this huge snowstorm that we had to go hang out with them and listen to them play Weezer and throw in my face that they won MLS Cup, you know, but whatever. That doesn't matter. But I guess we got to, you know, getting into the news, you know, there's a couple negative things that have already happened, right? And one of them was Caleb Wiley got a knock with the U.S. and is coming home. He might already be there, but he's back with Atlanta
This
United.
sounds familiar, by the way.
Right? This is a rinse repeat of pretty much every preseason, it feels like. Was it Lennon last year? Or 2 years ago?
No, I was thinking about Robinson a couple years ago.
Yeah, I mean, that happened too, but didn't Lennon get to go to something and he got hurt?
That was in the middle of the season, I think. Are you talking about when he like slipped on the track up in Canada somewhere?
No, I someone got hurt with the U.S. team and came back right away. I'll have to go look it up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe I jumped
Robinson was the big one. Robinson was the one that
No, for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's frustrating, but you know, I'm going to look at this as a positive. Yeah, they say it's minor, right? It's a minor knock, which is great to hear. I think being with the team, I know they're not leaving the country or anything like that, but I think just being around, seeing everything that they're doing, I think is a positive for him, at least to be around there. Because, when we talked to Gutman last year, and I don't know if they're still doing this or not, didn't they hire like some type of like motivational type coach to come in and for bonding? Yeah, and I think that's important for players to be there. Now, yeah, it's bad that he's hurt, but I think that him being with the team throughout probably, some of this is going to be a positive.
Him and Mosquera, because Mosquera's in the same boat, right? So,
right.
Selfishly, 100%, like you want your guy here, and yeah, you hope both of those are just like super simple things. Also, I mean, if any indication from the men's national team the other day, you're not even playing the most of the guys that are going to be in that U23 Olympic squad anyway, which is so frustrating because that's kind of why certain players were snubbed from this camp. So, like, if you're not going to be there getting the time, like, it's great to go to the camp. Don't get me wrong. You're getting experience just by being there and training. But like, I mean, again, selfishly, I would much rather have him back at Atlanta United's preseason.
Yeah, and fortunately, we already mentioned it, and just credit to where credit's there. For instance, Five Strike Final, Joe and Sam actually reported it. Yeah, he wasn't with the team training on Tuesday. Don't know if he was there on Wednesday. That was not open access to media, so we aren't sure if he was out there or not. But when I saw the news, it really got me thinking about the depth of this team when it comes to outside back, or really a lack thereof. You, of course, have Wiley and Lennon are the starters. You have Ronnie as a backup. You have presumably McFadden if he comes back. Further preseason goes along, the more I feel that they're just going to leave him in Memphis. That's just my 2 cents on that. So I'm treating it as McFadden will not be with the team in 2024 for at least the majority of it. But yeah, I'm not concerned at this point because Carlos said there's another sighting coming, and I would presume it's going to be an outside back to help with the depth at that spot. So I'm not too concerned, but yeah, seeing that news about Wiley just really called to mind. Okay, we don't really have anybody outside of Lennon, outside of Wiley, outside of Hernandez, and that outside back slot or those outside back slots. So again, Wiley presumably is going to be with the Olympics or with the U.S. at the Olympics in Paris in the summer. So God forbid he gets injured before then, you're going to have to scramble to find somebody to fill his spot. So maybe you do bring back McFadden from loan, but I feel like a lot of times, more often than not, depth at that position has been an issue for Atlanta United, and there's some veteran names out there that they could bring in just as easily to fill in those spots on the outside back. So, again, not concerned yet, especially since it sounds like it's just a knock at this time, but yeah, it kind of makes you think, okay, what is this team's plan, to fill those spots? So,
if you don't trust McFadden now, though, then why have him? Like, just I guess that's he wasn't terrible. I thought he had moments when he had to play. What was it, 2 summers ago? He was around. I thought he was young, right? He didn't have much, pro experience, hardly any at all. And he had moments where it was growing, right? But this team wasn't good at that time. This team's better. If they don't think that he's there, then why hold on to him? Like, I felt that same way about Conway last year, right? Now Conway's gone, and where did he sign? Somewhere around here, right?
Charleston.
Yep.
Yeah.
Charleston
Battery.
So, like, I mean, if you don't believe in the guy, then I think then you move on from him. But I don't disagree. Like, if they don't think that he's it, and there is an injury, then yeah, go out and I haven't looked at the free agent list recently of who's with MLS experience. But if you have somebody that you could sign on the cheap, do you have a person in mind, Sydney? Like when you look at those lists.
I know Ray from Dirty South Soccer has brought up Jimmy Bedrunda and Kamar Lawrence, which I would not be upset if they signed either one of those players. To be honest, you have two players who know MLS. They've been in this league for a while, and it couldn't hurt to bring them in for depth. Only thing with Bedrunda is he's had injury history over the past couple of years, so I feel like Lawrence would be a better fit from a fitness standpoint. But yeah, those are two names that are out there, free agents that aren't with the team as of yet. That again, I wouldn't be too upset if Atlanta United brought one of them in, preferably Lawrence.
Yeah, but and going back to the McFadden talk, McFadden he's back, so his loan was only till the end of this past season. So, yeah, I think McFadden got exactly what he needed by going and play for Memphis. I think he was again kind of in that I always call it the purgatory between the twos and the first team, where you're not really getting as much as you should be by playing on the second team, but then you're going to sit on the bench for the first team, and it's a tough situation. We talking about Jackson Conway. He was in the same boat for a long time.
Yep.
And I think going to Memphis and their play style especially was a perfect fit for him. And I think it gave him, the experience he needed to at least be a serviceable backup. I mean, he was, like you said, Tommy, 2 years ago, he fit in well enough when Brooks Lennon had to be out. And I didn't think you lost a ton. I actually thought he was, at the time, a little more dynamic in certain ways than Brooks Lennon was. Now, Brooks Lennon has totally changed his game and upgraded in just about every way over the past calendar year. But Aiden McFadden's a good guy to have there. So I don't think you're losing anything if you don't go out and make a signing.
Right.
I think it's that, or it is a third striker. And the reason I say third striker, I personally think it would still make sense for a fullback, but I understand the school of thought of Atlanta's gotten burned on so many strikers, so many backup strikers over the years. Yakimakis is going to be out significant time because of national team duty. You're not going to play him in as many games as they're going to play this season anyway. And then you got Tiara, who's still a little bit of an unknown. I mean, I like what I've seen out of him, but if it's not him and you're stuck in the same boat that you have been for years and years where you just don't have a backup striker that can do anything, it would be nice to at least have a third option just in case.
This is not the option. No.
Where's the candle
Absolutely no. Oh, I'm so angry. No, get out of here.
The streets are talking. The streets are talking.
You're talking. No, and Zilf's talking. No. I agree with Zilf a lot of the time, but no, absolutely not. You would just clean the locker room up. You threw all the what is it that cleans out all the dark the ghosts in the area? Sage? Yeah, sage. Okay. Yeah. You threw sage all across that locker room, right? You finally got all the little pieces of rice out all the corners, right? No. You cannot bring.
Thankfully, it wasn't Atlanta's locker room, but
you had people. Oh, there was probably some there. You had players supporting Joseph while Pineda was there. On Instagram, sticking with him, saying he shouldn't have been suspended. No. Terrible idea. I'm sorry. Ugh. Please don't start that.
You're not a fan of the move.
I love Joseph Martinez, okay? But I don't want him on this team ever again.
I'm kidding.
Ever.
Okay. That settles it.
All right. Okay.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Well, and I was also not wrong because January 29th, 2022, Atlanta United's Brooks Lennon returns from U.S. camp after ankle injury.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Good research.
Nobody else saw that.
I might be the oldest one of this group, but I've got the best memory.
You probably do.
You totally didn't read that from your phone.
Yeah, I said it though, and everybody looked at me like I was crazy and talking about Miles Robinson. No, I'm not.
Okay.
Fact checking himself.
Well done.
Yeah. Right.
Well done.
All right. So we move from some sad news to boring news. Okay. And the boring news is that we could have had the coolest, the greatest player of all time have number 99. Okay. The Wayne Gretzky of Atlanta United.
Or the Bradley
and
Wright
they give
Phillips.
Slish 6? Wayne Gretzky.
It's so literal, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the concept is here with trying to keep these numbers so low. I don't know if it's like a directive because every team's different, but like, I don't get it. Just give him 99. I get that he's at number 6, and I don't know. I mean, I know that they do like to keep the numbers of the players at least close to their traditional positional number.
Why? Who cares?
I don't know. I don't know why. I have
Do
no
we-
idea.
Do we know why he chose number 99 initially? Was it because of Gretzky? I feel like Poland's a pretty decent hockey country.
Oh, maybe.
I think he said in his first interview with Atlanta, I think he actually answered that. I'm trying to think of what he said. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get it wrong, but I feel like he did answer that the other day.
Yeah.
Saving money on fabrics.
I don't recall anything about Wayne Gretzky though, so I don't think that had any play in it.
I mean, you couldn't get a Yakimakis jersey for how long because they couldn't even fit the name on there.
Okay, Edgar's saying in
that's
chat his birth year. Okay, I remember now.
Well, that's boring. Yeah,
I
don't give him
remember
99 then. I thought it was something cool. What year you were born?
Pretty cool though.
You know, some teams have traditions.
Now.
You know, like I think I was talking on Twitter. Maybe it was last week. Like, when the hockey team I follow, they only give rookies low numbers, and then after they officially join the team. Or I'm sorry, they only give rookies high numbers, and then if they want a lower number, so it's kind of the opposite of what we're doing here.
Gotta earn it.
They can move down right after they officially join the team, and they're not like on that rookie contract, and they can choose whatever number they want. But just silly. I think if a player wants it, like once you get like a star, like one of the biggest players in the world, and they're like 66, you're not going to give them 66. Get out of here. But hey, if they're being consistent about it, and they're, Mascara, they may be looking at him and being like, yeah, who are you, man? Like, you're barely known, but like, Swish, I feel, has got more of a reputation. So I thought maybe he'd actually get that number, and nope. What number would you pick? What's your jersey number?
19.
Yeah. Why?
That's why I'm mad that Araujo had it and just didn't.
Wait, why 19?
That's just always been my number. Like ever since I played baseball when I was like a kid, that was always my number.
Sydney?
My favorite.
I might go 84.
Was this the year you were born?
Yeah. Are
you serious?
I don't know.
Even Slish
or 30. Like,
is that how old you are?
Date of birth. No. 30. Wait, the day was born. The day I was born.
What month were you born? You're running out of. Let's just get your third number too. What month were you born in?
5 May.
There you go.
I mean, I had a lame reason. Like as a kid, I liked the Mighty Ducks movies, so I was Charlie Conway, so I was 96, and that's what I've stuck with. That's why I am ATL 96.
I like it.
What number was
it? Is also 96 is also the backwards here.
69.
Yeah.
Of course.
What number was Russ Tyler?
It's hilarious.
What number was who?
Russ Tyler.
Oh, you're asking. I have no idea.
I want to say he's 44. I used to back in the day. I knew all the Mighty Ducks numbers. I like made the whole team in like the NHL games and Nintendo. Had it like a full season. That's a total nerd. That's how I got into sports, though. So there was no Mighty Ducks, there'd be no Tommy.
Got to install.
Real quick. Bungle saying, I was on Twitter thinking, man, people don't comment at all. Yeah, you got to be on YouTube and or Twitch to get all the comment stuff going on.
Oh, you can comment on X as well.
You can now, but it's still not as what's the word? Effective. It doesn't come through the way it should, I think.
Yeah.
YouTube and Twitch definitely where it's at.
And I always think like numbers are like a personal thing, and like if the numbers, like think about football. Football players pay other players to get their number, and like that's ridiculous that they have to do that, but they do. Like they'll be like, oh, you know what, you got this number, I'll give you like, and some of the money that they give them are ridiculous,
right?
To get a number, which is a joke, but yeah, I don't know. If we figured, there was an uprising. I think people were very excited to buy a 99 jersey, and it's no longer.
And again, 99 is associated with greatness and I also American sport, North American sport, because of Gretzky, of course, and then of course Phillips wore it for a number of years in MLS, arguably one of the greatest strikers of all time in MLS history. So
It
I don't
looks
know
good
why. Yeah, it
too.
looks good.
You know, like
It's
I
unique.
think yeah, it is, and also like now it's different. Like you start getting into the like Liga MX where everybody's got like triple digits on the back of their kits and stuff, and it's like, all right, now we're fitting a little too much stuff in this small space. But you get up to the double digits, you get up to 99. 99, I think, looks good, like aesthetically looks good. Now, some other ones maybe not, like your 66 or whatever. Like I'm like, I don't know. There's just something about 99 that just I think fits nice, and Schlicht wants it. So I don't know, man. Just give it to him.
Maybe that changes down the road, that kind of policy. I can understand, I guess. I can understand why Atlanta does that. I know, Tyler, you aren't a big fan of why they do it. I guess I can understand why they have that policy in place to fit more traditional footballing numbers, but that may change in the future. We'll see. I
We
wonder
keep
if
been like, we have 99 problems, but Slish ain't one.
I like it.
Well done.
Kind of mad at
Well,
it.
it's
kinda
gone, but 6 ain't one. No, it's stupid. We got 6
Uh,
problems. We got more than 6 problems.
Yeah.
Do we though?
No, not right now.
Not right now.
We're better.
Season hadn't started yet, but
Shh. Positive vibes
we
only.
started some crap in the chat, by the way. I'm
Positive
trying to
vibes only.
not hit on it.
Man, I don't know if just people know me well, but like everyone's just throwing out 69 numbers like crazy. I'm the idiot.
They're all about you. They know all about you now.
I have a reputation, unfortunately. So Amada, I mean, we got into it that he scored a goal today, right? But he's in the pre-Olympic tourney, and it's good that he scored a goal because I was on Twitter, I think it was Saturday. I think it was Sunday night. I was looking it up, and man, he was getting dogged. They were saying he was terrible, you know, and the only way I could figure that out was hitting the translate button 100 times because I failed. I failed in every foreign language I took. So I had to just keep hitting translate. But I started picking up on words that were like suck, overrated. Man, he was just getting dogged. Now, I didn't see anything of it, but it seemed like, you know, a lot of people were saying that weren't overly critical and you know, actually giving good reasons why, saying he was trying to do too much, and it just wasn't working out. But
I mean,
did you watch it? If you did, please jump in. I'm just telling you what Twitter said.
No, I didn't. I maybe feel like that's kind of what he does with Atlanta United too. So yeah. I feel like though that kind of the pressure cooker around Argentinian football is just much higher than it is with Atlanta United, because I mean it's a religion down there, right? And you know they have some pretty good players that have come out of there. But yeah, I of course being facetious, but yeah, I mean they're all about it. I mean, you saw Messi after they won the World Cup. I mean, he couldn't go out for dinner without being warned by people, and that was just the beginning of it. So Almada, I think, just the pressure that he's facing. One publication, I think it was Marca, I forget what it was, but one publication has called him the next Messi. I think there's a lot of weight that he has to bear to match up to that, to even come halfway close to that. So I'm not concerned about the criticism. I think it's just Argentinian football fans, just they expect so much from these players because this is the next generation coming up. When Messi leaves, when some of these older players leave and retire, this is the next generation. And I feel like that expectation is just on them so much to carry on the mantle that this current generation has laid, of course, winning the World Cup in 2022. So I feel like it's understandable, but at the same time, I feel like there's some elements of that we've seen Almada kind of live up to with Atlanta United. You know, just kind of this desire to kind of do too much, kind of overplay his hand just a little bit. That's not, again, taking away nothing about what he's done for Atlanta United. He's a terrific player. It's a short list of players that are probably better than him in the league on his best day, and even maybe on his worst day. But That's just where I come out on it.
You,
So
I think people have to remember too, though, that like you look at Argentina and you instantly think football, right? Like that's when it comes to the soccer world, Argentina's up at the top. The the World Cup just kind of zip that up and put a nice bow on it, right? But when you look at the U23s and the under, 20 groups, the under 17 groups, like you're not having the guys that I think most people are so used to seeing, the Messis, the Enzos, the Debo Martinez is like, there's a lot of talent in the senior team right now that's kind of getting to be on the tail end of their career. And unfortunately, part of this is coaching. Part of this is coaching. I'll say that first. But the younger generation of Argentines hasn't quite been as recently successful, at least dominantly successful, that the senior team has been. And so you put a guy like Almada in there who clearly we know this, he has the talent. And then you don't quite have, the target guys around him that a guy like him needs, a traditional number 10 needs, or at least feasts on. Then yeah, I mean, there's gonna be times where he's gonna be doing things by himself and he's gonna feel like he has to do things by himself. So I mean, you go back and look, like they were dominant. No, I say dominant. They were pretty dominant in like 2019, 2018. And then they kind of hit a little bit of a break and things, now that the old guard's out, the new guard's kind of coming in, there's a transitional period that Argentina just is going through. And Almada's going to be a part of it, going back and forth between the senior team and the U23s. But he's going to be one of the most important players for that Olympic team this year. And he's going to have help because these are not pushover teams that they're playing.
I'll throw this out there too real quick. They won the gold medal back-to-back years, 2004, 2008. Didn't qualify in 2012. And then the last two Olympics in Rio and Tokyo, they got grouped. So kind of going to what you're saying, Tyler, just they haven't really lived up to it. So to Tommy's point, I feel like that's feeling that fire and feeling that expectation on not just Almada but everybody, especially with him wearing the armband for this team. So
team asking, is he still captain? Yeah. He's the guy right now.
Yep.
Yeah, and Zil put, Argentine fans are crazy, and I think a lot of international. I mean, have you been on U.S. Twitter? Right, so it's like U.S. Twitter on crack.
I feel like Argentinian
right?
football Twitter is worse though.
Oh well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like on crack, right? And because the U.S. Twitter, like Miles Robinson, one highlight, someone posts a video of a couple bad plays that Robinson does, and next thing you know, like, just get Robinson off. Like, don't let him ever play soccer again. Like, that's basically what U.S. Twitter says. So, yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. But, Sydney, I mean, you brought up a good point because that's what we talked about in the last quarter of the season. Yeah, Almada's good. Like, let's not take anything away from Almada. He's a very good player. But there was just times throughout the season where he tried to do too much. He didn't make that pass, right? That he probably should have. He just holds on to it long. The ball gets taken away. And I think that we saw some of that frustration. Hopefully, I'd like to see him, if he's only here for half the season, that's where I'd like to see him grow, is to make that smarter play. And you can understand why his mindset was that for, basically the entire time was with Atlanta United, was because he didn't have a lot of help. We've watched this team for years. We know that it's been struggling for a while, especially on the offensive side. But now you're gaining all of that, right? And you got Mayumba, you've got Giacomakis, you've got, two wings that can actually score, right? And that can pass back to him. Like, so for him, I hope that if I want, and we'll talk about this as the season starts to ramp up and what we want for players and to see from them this year. I think that's my main thing for him, is just to see him make that play a little bit faster, right? Make that pass, because we just saw it too many times, and even in the playoffs, even that home game where he was very good, there were just some times early on in that game where it was just the ball was taken out of his hands, and it was like, okay, I understand you want to take this game over and win it, but you got help now. You don't need to do that. as much as you did, your your other year that you were here, right? So that's my main thing for him is just, get some help.
Yeah, I agree.
And he has it.
And I think, when you look at, we talked about it with Slish, right? Muyumba, you're mentioning Muyumba, like there were so many, and I know I probably drove Sydney crazy and Henry sitting next to me in the press box, but there were so many times at the bins when I'm like, why Almada? Why are you back just outside your own penalty box? Like but he had to get on the ball, right? You've now got guys coming in that you don't have to feel that pressure to be back there so far because you're going to get service. You're going to get fed the ball. And if you are Muyumba or Bartosz Slish, you're picking your head up and you're looking for one of two guys, Giacomakis or Thiago Almada. And if they can kind of develop that chemistry here in the preseason, which they're all here, right? Well, except for Almada. That's going to be big. That's going to be big time. Chemistry is going to be huge.
Yeah, so just kind of take a look at the pre-Olympic schedule for CONMEBOL. Argentina play Peru as we're kind of recording right now. They'll play Chile on Tuesday the 30th, and then Uruguay on the 2nd, Friday. And then I believe the top 2 teams from each group advance to the knockout stages. So
yep,
I feel like Argentina have a pretty good chance of getting to the Olympics. I mean, but again, I feel like the expectations to be very high on them, and especially Almada, quote unquote, the next Messi, as some again have said. So we'll be keeping an eye on him, and best wishes to Argentina as they progress through the tournament and hopefully try to book their ticket to the Olympics. And
where are the Olympics this year?
In
Paris,
France.
What's the time there in Paris? What? Oui.
Like 4 or 5 hours ahead.
I think 6 hours ahead.
Is it 6?
5 or 6, depending on the season.
That seems weird. I was in Munich and I was 6 hours.
They, I think it switches from like summer to winter time in the middle of the season. So, middle of the year, I should say.
Like to watch games and not have to wake up at 2 a.m.
Well,
yeah.
You won't get your wish with.
I'm afraid I got some bad news. Like that, the Women's World Cup was just hell. It was like I wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
Right. Like one morning I got up and I was like, all right, I'm not, like, I can't open any social media because the first thing that's going to pop up is what the score is. I only did it once, and it was the knockout game.
Oh yeah.
And like I got right to penalties, and my friend sent me a text and said, "Can you believe that just happened?" And it was like, you just wasted 90 minutes of my life.
Threw your phone
Spoiler
across
alert,
the room, broke it.
I was so angry, so angry. So before we get into the preseason Lanyard 2, we still have no kit. We still don't have any leaks. I saw Miami put theirs up for sale yesterday.
Hey, Argentina just scored again.
Nice.
Almada assist.
I'm trying to see. Carry on. Keep talking. I'll tell you.
Okay. I don't know if we talked about this enough last year, but $199 for a custom kit. $199.
Insane.
I just find that crazy at this point. What were they before? Like 150? I want to say they were like around the 150 range for
120, 150.
Yeah.
Much more manageable, but obviously after COVID,
supply chain. Almada with the assist.
Okay.
Called it.
Called it. Yeah.
Let's go to Twitter now and just hit the translate button over. Let's do that live. Let's just pull up Twitter, type in Almada, and just scroll through. all the tweets of the week. But I just find it ridiculous that the price went up $50 for, and I feel like the shirt gets thinner every time, right? Like, and then their reason to tell you is like, oh, because it can make you breathe better. Like, whatever. I'm still gonna smell in it after wearing it for a couple hours, anyways. Like, nothing's gonna make it better. I don't know. I just wanted to vent, and I was talking to our friends, the battered herons, and they're like, yeah, but this is a fashion style, right? Like wearing a Messi jersey. And I said, yeah, but they're charging the same price for Vancouver and Salt Lake. That's not a fashion. Yeah. That's not fashion. Like, that's not in. Wearing a Salt Lake jersey is not in. Sorry, Salt Lake fans, if you're listening, you're all four of you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's the February 15th date still on for the kids.
Oh yeah, that's coming up, right?
Or 17th. Well, isn't it February 15th because 2 plus 15 is 17?
Wait, you're doing some. Wait, what?
2 plus 15 is 17. I thought it was February 15th.
Oh my God! What?
That's what I thought.
No,
2 plus 13.
2 plus 15
is 17.
2 plus 1 5 is 17.
Okay.
You thought it was 13.
But why not just do it?
I was just trying to figure out how you were getting there.
That's what I've heard. We'll,
you remember
that
movie with Jim Carrey with the numbers?
Wait, is this the math jersey? Are we getting like a math jersey with just numbers? Because if it's anything like the Unity jersey and they can't even spell right on it, we're going to get like wrong math equations on this kid. Oh, no.
Don't put that out in the universe, Tommy.
Yeah.
That and your green Olympic jersey that you found on the dark web.
That thing's great. I get compliments.
All right.
Well, whatever. Okay. All right, move on. So Atlanta United 2, they announced their preseason schedule. 6 games, 5 in Marietta, 1 in Huntsville. Thoughts? Do you care?
Yeah, so just a quick aside, none of them will be open to the public. That's kind of always the case. They'll be at the training ground. Yeah. Georgia Revolution, a club, Tyler, that you know all well and good down there in McDonough on the 4th. Charlotte Independence on the 10th. Greenville Triumph from, I believe, USL League 1 or League 2, I forget, on the 17th. I think it's League 1. FC Cincinnati 2, February 25th. March 2nd, Chattanooga Red Wolves coming down. And then March 8th against Huntsville, the Jack Collison Derby. So, yeah, again, close to the public, all 6 matches, but a good chance for, those LA United 2 signings, and I'm sure a lot of the academy kids to get their feet underneath them, prepare for the season with Steve Cook going into the second year as head coach and ramping things up. And I would imagine Javier Armas will be a part of that group. I imagine Jaden Hibbert will be part of that group down the road. I think they'll be with Atlanta United first team for the first few preseason matches, but then make their way down to the 2s. So it's always interesting to see with the 2s because a lot of them are kind of unknown quantities. You know some of the players pretty well. Aiden Torres, Alan Carlton, Noah Cobb will be in the mix, but then you have the younger academy players that are coming in and trying to make their name, trying to rise through the ranks themselves. So it should be a lot of fun to see those guys grow and develop. And again, it all starts February 4th against the Georgia Revolution at the training ground. So
I think it's kind of funny because while the first team is like, yeah, we're going to play every game away so we can get used to playing away from home. Atlanta United 2 is like, no, come to our house. We're just
exactly
home. But the Huntsville one, that would be the only one potentially I think you could go to if you want to go check it out because it's going to be in Huntsville and that's going to be up to them. I think whether they open it because it doesn't say anything specifically about it being closed. I've heard nothing but good things about the Huntsville stadium because it's new. That's again, it's the Derby, former coach up there. So you've got a chance to go check it out. And Huntsville's a really cool place if you've never been. I'm going to take my real quick second to say, speaking of Georgia Revolution, tomorrow we need 3 people for this Topgolf tournament.
Is it tomorrow?
It is tomorrow. Tomorrow evening. Tomorrow night.
Have you been doing push-ups to get ready for this?
Yes. Yeah, I've been like Rocky, 100%. I'm going all in. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to break a club head. Is what's exactly. So no.
Have you seen the cool Topgolf videos though? Like where like people like I think Mike Trout was like one that like hit one like right out of Topgolf.
Yeah,
you do that?
I think I remember that.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But
all right, continue. Sorry.
3 people. This Topgolf event being put on by 92.9 Jason Longshore. Benefits Southern Crescent Soccer Foundation to build a mini pitch down in McDonough, Georgia. We need 3. Me, Sydney, and Henry need 3 more people for the team.
Yeah.
So hit me up if you want to be on the team. It's tomorrow night at 7:00. Just gotta let me know. So there's my quick plug. Back to the preseason.
You know, one thing we haven't brought up on this show at all, and that's my bad. I'm the host this week. We do have a raffle coming up here in a little bit.
Yes, we do.
That was my bad. I don't know how I forgot about that, but we were raffling off Atlanta United 17s kit.
Yes, we are. Not the full kit, but just the
wrong one
top.
For today, but yeah.
Just the top. Not the full kit.
Yeah, not the socks and pants.
Right.
But we got that coming up here in a few. But before we do, we got a preview this Saturday, right? 3:00. YouTube, X, Facebook, OnlyFans, Atlanta United's OnlyFans page, all those. You got to swipe right. Is it left? I don't know. I'm too old, so I didn't get to do any of the cool dating apps. Oh, see, you know. All right. Well, we know something about Sydney now.
No.
So I'm not trying to get you in trouble. So what are you guys expecting for this game? And the main one is who starts in net.
I mean,
this matters. Trust me, Twitter is going to blow. There's one thing that's going to matter in this game. There's just one. There's just one. Who is it going to be? Is it the old guy or the young guy?
Oh, I feel like you can't really.
That's the internet. I'm gonna talk on what I see on the internet. It's the old man or the young man.
Yes, I know. Here's the thing. I mean, I know what's gonna happen on social media. I know the reaction. Yeah. No, but
say it.
Yeah, just long story short, I don't know if you can take a ton out of this from a goalkeeping standpoint. I feel like they're both going to get equal time, whether it's Cohen who starts, Gazan gets 30, and then Westberg gets 30, or Gazan starts, Cohen gets 30, Westberg gets 30 in that order. I mean, I don't know if we'll see Hibbert out there. He's the 4th keeper at this point in time. So I think that'll be your keeper rotation. I think it's kind of gravy who starts. It's preseason. You're trying to learn a lot more about the players that you don't know within a training environment. And I think Birmingham will be, or Birmingham as Gazan calls it, since he's been in the UK so long. But Birmingham is going to be not a measuring stick, but it'll be a good environment to test yourself in a match day situation. And I don't know if we could take too much about the situation in goal, because that could be fluid. I mean, it may be, like I said, Cohen starts this time, or next week it could be Gazan who starts. So I feel like the evaluation process will be in full effect. So I don't feel like we should be so focused on that at this point in time. Of course, Giakoumakis will see some of the known quantities: Saba, Shande, Muyumba, McCarty, Abraham. We'll see them get probably 30 minutes before you see the backups, and then after that you see some of the Atlanta United 2 players in academy and some of the younger guys. Yeah, I think that's what we'll see. And hopefully no one gets hurt. So I'm going it with an open mind and open head, or a clear head. So yeah.
So do you remember? Well, sorry, Tyler. Do you remember the storylines coming out of the first preseason game last year?
Yeah, Araujo MVP. I remember that vividly.
How did that work out? Right?
Gutman getting burned. Remember, like Gutman was getting burned defensively. Someone had a really good game for the other team. I forget who it was.
Yeah, I forget his name escapes me right now, but he's actually from Dalton, Georgia, North Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Like he burned, and you knew defensively at that game there was like, can we play defense at all? And it kind of just led throughout the entire season.
I was gonna say that was the theme throughout the year,
right? Like that, it was the theme that started it, and then it was Ibarra getting yelled at on the sidelines by Pineda. Oh, and then like I hate to say this, but it was like everyone was saying like Ibarra was like overweight, and oh man, it was just like that game was such a disaster on here. So you hope for us to allow 0 goals. I think that's like the goal, right? Like,
Yeah.
if the goal has been defense here, like let's just hope that they don't allow a lot of goals.
Yeah. So well, you know what? Hang on, really quick. Alberto, going back to the preseason stuff with the twos. If you're talking about the twos, he asked, "Do y'all know if the full schedule's out?" The twos schedule is not out yet. Obviously, the first team schedule is out. Yeah, the twos have not come out yet. I disagree, Sydney. I disagree. I think if there's one thing that
How
I
dare
am
you.
looking for in the preseason matches, it's not so much chemistry, because I think I'll preface all of this by saying, yes, you don't need to take much out of preseason matches. Watch them and have fun. Look at individual efforts, individual tendencies, and see kind of like what players are doing. But as a goalkeeper, your one main job is to stop shots. And I want to see, if Birmingham is getting shots on goal, I want to see some solid, really, really good saves. And I'm looking mostly at, at shots that should be saved. I understand, like, you're going to have guys that are going to put one in the top, the upper 90, and there's nothing you can do about it. It doesn't matter who you are. But I want to see, reaction times, things like that. And I also want to see, because now that the club has been trying to do this for the past few seasons, I do want to see everybody on this squad being able to play out of the back, right? I want to see from the goalkeeper all the way up to the front. I want to see that kind of movement, because it's one thing, 2021, 2022, even early last year, where you've got so many guys in flux and you got so many guys coming in, and the culture, is going from Tata Martino to, Frank de Boer to Heinze to whoever. Like, there was really no time to really implement a up and down culture, right? But now you've had it for a couple of years, and the club knows their identity and they know what they want to do, all the way down to the academy. So the guys that are coming in have been scouted for this ability. So yeah, I mean, I want to see the guys being able to make good, crisp passes, move the ball up the field, and be able to play out of pressure. Now, if they make a mistake, is it the end of the world? No. Again, this is preseason, but there are some things that I am looking for that I'm like, it can't be like Chattanooga last year, where you go and you get 3 chalked up on you, and you really shouldn't have, because the defense just wasn't there. That's not a good sign. So that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I'm not saying, we can't take absolutely anything out of it. I'm just saying don't overreact.
Yes, 100%.
I hope they win. I do hope they win. But if it's like a 1-1 or 2-2 or something like that, we shouldn't overreact and say, "Well, gosh, the season's a wash." But like I said, going in with a open mind and a clear mind as far as this match is concerned, because again, you're just kind of working out some of the bugs. You're not ready to make a statement that you're going to win MLS Cup off of one preseason match. That's not to say you won't get anything out of it, but yeah, I'm interested to see what kind of tactical tweaks we see. I don't think we'll see any of the new guys, at least Gregerson, because they don't have their visas as of yet. So hopefully next week, the week after, we should see more news on that. But yeah, for the guys that were here last year, and McCarty, Cohen, yeah, I'd love to see something out of them that gives me promise for the 2024 season. So,
and to answer your question, Tommy, which I didn't do, I think it's going to be Brad and then Cohen. Brad for a half and then Cohen for a half.
Sure.
Okay. Who plays in the Almada spot?
Saba or Wolf. Actually, I think it might be Wolf.
You think Wolf?
Do you have that?
Wolf over
Are you concerned
Saba
about that?
Oh yeah, I mean, yes, because you're not going to have a guy that's going to replace Almada as a traditional number 10. Tyler Wolf has played as a traditional number 10, but
Has he
had
been
his
good?
best year. That's the thing. It's not that he's not good, but he's not Almada, right?
Right.
So, but he's also having his better part of his early young career as a winger, and he's doing really, really good at it. So yeah, I mean, I think I would actually rather see Wolf in this match as the number 10, as a traditional number 10. Let Saba play the position that he should be playing, because he's experienced enough and he's played in enough, leagues around the world to be able to just slot right in, at least as a somewhat mobile number 10, and it not be a huge downgrade. And that's not to say Wolf would be a huge downgrade, but I would rather you move Saba over to the 10 when you need to and let Wolf play over on the wing, because that's where he's been more successful. So, but I also think it would give Wolf a lot of confidence to put him in that number 10 spot and just let him have fun. Let him see what he can do.
Where does Firmino factor into things?
I think he's behind him. I think he's the number 8. I think
so.
he would be the one that comes on as a sub for Muyumba. And then I think you see Jay Fortune behind him as the 6. Or Dax, or a mix, half and half. So
I hate MLS for their scheduling. I really do. We're one of the teams out there that just really are going to take a hit this year with the lack of stoppage for other tournaments. And just, you're going to struggle, right? And, I live that Columbus game through my head every day. Every night I go to sleep, I sit down, I think about me and just Doug sitting there, all the Star Wars characters on the sideline just taunting us, and Columbus just destroys us every day.
6-1
in my life. 6-1.
I agree. I mean, I think
it's stupid. Like, it's just stupid. Like, you want ratings and you want good content, right? You want good content. You're not giving the teams more flexibility on rosters, right? You didn't do anything special with it, and now you're making them play through it. Like, I'm sorry, they don't give you enough money and enough cap to be able to replace all of these players, right? Or even give you, like, our bench is decent, right? But when you're missing that many players, and a lot of the players we've acquired have national team experience and are likely going to get called up as well. So it's not like, oh, we, now that Miles is gone, it's fine. We're not going to be missing people. We're still missing people. Braum, Gregerson, right? I mean, Gregerson plays for the national team as well. So we're screwed for having good players, right? You're actually probably losing more. You're losing more now, I think.
I mean, yeah, because overall, you got to think about it. Because let's go through it real quick, right? You got Yakimakis, you got Almada, you've got Wiley, Saba. Who?
Saba.
Yeah, Saba. I got Saba.
Gregerson,
Slish. Abram. Etienne for Haiti.
Yeah.
Jay Fortune for Trinidad and Tobago. I think I said Wiley.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay.
That's a lot of players, though.
That's 9 right there.
That's a lot of players, and that's. I mean, I like to say let's cross that bridge when we come to it, but Tommy, you're right.
Here.
Like, I see what you're saying. You're kind of handcuffed, and how does Atlanta United come in? That's why I said earlier, depth. Like, McCarty is a strong depth piece at this stage of his career.
Hernandez with Venezuela. God.
Hernandez with Venezuela. Yeah. Depth. McCarty is good depth. Derek Williams. He's had decent success in MLS. He's good depth. I want to see a outside back brought in. Depth outside back to fill the slot when the main guys aren't available. So, Tommy, absolutely, 100%. You're right. You have good players, but this is kind of the price you pay with good players. So,
which just makes it that much more important that you win games that you need to win. You got to win your home games. You've got to go win some away games, and we know from everybody's mouth at training, because we were there hearing them say it, that is a big focus this year, is winning away games. If you can do that and then scrounge out just a couple of these games where you're losing like half your team, then you're going to be sitting really, really well. But that's where your depth
Yeah.
really has to come into the game and say, we're not leaving here without 3 points. Period.
Right. And you give yourself some leeway for maybe a loss or two. Not that you want to lose, but it definitely could happen if you have backups and maybe younger players on the field. So yeah, stack up those points and get yourself kind of that margin for error, like you were saying, Tyler.
Yep.
Moving forward,
we need to figure out a schedule. I'm sure we could do this, or someone's already probably done this about like what games are going to miss. Because for me, I go to a lot of games, here in Ohio, and I swear every time I've like traveled to like Cincinnati or Columbus, like half the team's missing. I was like, at that point, I might as well just stay home, man.
Yeah.
I'm watching the AAA Atlanta United.
Awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But we'll figure that out as it comes. Yeah, it's just something to think about because it's depressing.
It's a
like
good
those
point.
games, like because you should be winning them. Like a lot of them, you should win, and you're just not. And the other team's got their full guys, which means probably a lot of them aren't as talented as like our guys that are gone. But still, it's
that's a good
we'll
point.
see.
Though.
So predictions, unofficial. We'll do a preseason prediction challenge here as the reigning MVP.
Preseason. Come on.
We got to warm up, Sidney. You got like one win last year. You got one right prediction. This is a time for you. This is where we made the preseason for you to get ready. All right.
4-1 Atlanta United.
Wow. Okay. He's going just full on. What do you got, Tyler?
3-0 Atlanta. Clean sheet.
I say 4-1.
Okay.
There was something up here. Gotta find this. Why have we not seen any Cohen content? Have you seen any?
A little bit. I mean, kind of in the background.
He exists, right?
So let me. Yes. So okay. Let me lay
Just
this out
making sure.
real quick. He does exist.
Okay.
At Mercedes-Benz Stadium for that first open training day was there, and we were like, "Where's Josh Cohen?" Don't know where he's at. Asking everybody, where's Cohen? Nobody knows where he's at. Asked again later, like the next day. I was like, "Hey, he is training, right?" And they were like, "Yeah, he's training." So he's there. The thing that everybody has to remember, I think, for like that one training session, that's one afternoon training session that we didn't see him at. The dude hasn't lived in the United States in 4 years. He's been living in Israel. So he's going to have stuff to do, just like Slish is going to have stuff to do, just like Gregerson's going to have stuff to do with living in a new country or back in your country that you haven't been in a long time. So there's going to be times where, players are going to miss an afternoon practice because they have to go sit at the DMV or whatever and get, crap done. So that's normal.
Where's the content though? Where's the content?
This is my opinion. I don't think if you're out filming, this stuff, getting the content for Atlanta United on the training ground at this stage in the game, I don't think you're really looking at getting a whole lot of goalkeeper content, not because they don't matter, but because it's just not what people want to see right now. Right. It's not exciting as
Do you know this fan base, Tyler? Do you know what this fan base has been through?
I know what they've been through. That's why I think it's better to wait until you actually.
We've been through Rocco's Rios for half a year.
Yeah, and we fought over his height for so long, and now we're going to be hearing people talk.
One person did.
That is true.
He's here. He's in Atlanta.
But no,
he's in Atlanta.
He's here. They're going to have content, I'm sure. I don't think there's any kind of weird thing going on, but
yeah.
I get it. I do get it because he's another one of the new players. It'll come. It'll come.
Okay. Just make sure Brad didn't throw him in a closet and lock the door.
I don't think so.
He's still go get him, Tyler. Go get him out of there. He's texting Justin. I'm somewhere in the Benz. Please come find me.
Right.
Help me. The broom closet.
All I want is a video. I think there was one video of him introducing himself or whatever, and that might have been when he arrived or
when
he officially signed.
He's with
Maybe
the
they
team.
maybe he's looking for his discovery rights and trying to figure out where
Right.
those are in the bends. If you know that joke, you're a hardcore Atlanta United fan.
I like it.
So you guys got anything else, or should we do this raffle?
Let's do. I gotta show this tweet real quick.
Is it
because
the
we're talking
tweet of the week?
It is the tweet of the week.
Tweet of the week.
Ooh.
And as
We
I'm
need
gonna talk,
sound
go ahead
effects
and-
this season. How would we get sound effects this season? Do we need a soundboard?
Yes, that's
We
a
can work
that's a
on it.
Sydney thing. I think you got this, Sydney.
We can work on
So,
it. Tweet
we
of
were
the
talking
week.
about
Tweet of the
we were
week.
talking about Almada, right? And Travis saying the tweak. We were talking about Almada and just going on Twitter or X and translating whatever pops
no.
up right after these Almada goals and assists. I thought this one, the translation, I was trying not to laugh in the middle of the show. This is in Spanish. Almada's goal and assist are mourned by the Bolivians and the obese man from Frabigol.
What is that?
Don't know, but this goes to Argentine Twitter. It's like, where are we going? At nowhere in that sentence
What are we doing?
did I expect what was in that sentence.
What are we doing?
So there's your tweet of the week from whoever that is.
I can't wait till that person finds out that they were on the tweet of the week in the U.S. They might buy a hoodie.
Hey, they might.
Hey, we need that
They might.
Argentinian.
This is the kind of
publicity.
content we need. This is the kind of content we need. I'm sorry, Sydney. We're gonna replace you with Manu. This is the kind of if we could get this. Or more.
I knew it.
The obese man.
That's amazing. The obese man. Quick Google
He
search.
said obese man from Frabigol. So there's got to be one he has in mind.
You know, I'm giving my spot up to them. I'm stepping away.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's your
This kind of
tweet of the
content.
week.
This is the content you come here for. I promise you.
Exactly.
It's preseason. We're still warming up here. All right, we ready for a
All right.
contest?
Let's do it.
Do it.
So we have the 17s kit that we're giving away, and a lot of you entered on X, a lot of you entered on Instagram, Facebook. So really appreciate you, your support of the show. And like we said, we want to get back to you guys. Well, actually, it was our first time saying it, but I don't know what I said. Like I said, we want to get back to you guys. For your support. We want to thank you for your support as always.
A lot of names.
Scarves and Spikes. Yeah, we definitely have a lot of names to choose from. Who was it that won the soccer ball again? Jordan. Jordan won the soccer ball.
Comer.
We know he's watching. So, yeah, congrats to him. It looks good. But, Tommy, are you going to spin the wheel and let's find out who won the
Just tell me when.
Kit? Go for it.
Building up the suspense a little bit.
Warm up these fingers.
There you go. Crack the knuckles. Get things ready. Team said it can see his name
Blow
from
on
up
the
here.
screen.
Travis saying, I've never felt unluckier.
Oh my gosh, I feel dizzy looking at this thing. Like you can't even tell the name, like who it's gonna hit
No.
here.
Zombie
Hey!
Arthur.
Zombie Arthur.
Congratulations. I love the Twitter handle, by the way.
That's amazing.
B Arthur, but Arthur B Zom, you find the 17th kit and we will be in touch to send you, or not send you, but get your information so the kit be.
Should we spin again for Tyler to clean someone's home?
Sure. We'll see if that one comes to fruition or not.
Right.
Congrats, Arthur.
Yes, congrats.
What if it's like,
Yeah, we'll be doing some
Arthur
other fun
blanking his
giveaways
eyes.
throughout the year.
yes. Got stuff coming
I
for
hope
sure.
so.
We got stuff
Stay
coming.
tuned.
Well, and we're just warming up for the season. Spoiler: we have a new theme song, right? That's coming up. Maybe next week. We're not sure, but we got permission from a band to use their song, which you will know this song. So
yes, you will.
Be excited for the next intro. It's
Yes.
it's something, and we're excited to bring it out here soon. Well, what else you guys got? Anything or you will recognize it? It's not the CM Punk theme song, no.
Yeah. Everybody knows we're
Royal Rumble this on Saturday. Yeah.
Oh.
But it's a band, and they're coming to Atlanta here soon. So we'll promote that as well. It's not Judas Priest, no. But man, we're just gonna have all the guests. It's not Blink-182 either. So Gangnam Style, that'd be sweet. Yeah, I'd reach out to Sai. I was like, hey.
I've got nothing else other than Sydney. I know you're gonna be in Birmingham. You're gonna be down in the stands.
Birmingham.
Come say hi.
I'll be there. So if you see me, just say hello. Don't be afraid. I'll be there with my girlfriend, and we'll be hanging out before the match, I'm sure. So, yeah, let's talk. Introduce yourself, and yeah, I don't bite. If Tyler's there, let's say hi to him as well.
Yeah, if I'm there, that's my goal. Sydney has more
Tyler bites though.
Possibility of biting than I do. I don't know what you're talking about, Tommy. I don't bite. I don't think. But yeah, come say hey. Come say howdy.
Yes, please say hello.
I will if I'm there. I mean, y'all will know. I'll put it on Twitter if I'm gonna be there or not. But yeah, Sydney's definitely gonna be there. So it'll be fun. We'll get some content. Maybe you'll see it up on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. By the way, both saying please note emo music. It's not emo. So is it? Can we classify it as emo?
No.
No. Yeah.
No.
It's not.
I don't know what your definition of emo music is, Tommy, but no.
It's not.
A little pop punk and emo are kind of the same. And,
I don't know. It's not whiny enough.
No, I mean, yeah, there's not. But you'll think it's cool.
Y'all will think it's cool. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Josh Cohen's actually singing the theme song.
Right.
Dax McCarty's on the drums.
Brad's telling us to turn the music down. So I think this is where we hit the music, right?
Yeah, that's where we're done, I think.
We're done.
You've wrapped it up with a bow on it, Tommy.
Hey, it started off pretty good too.
Yeah. Spicy takes on both sides of the show. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, 99 was just like such a major thing on Twitter. I didn't think it was going to be that huge, but man.
Caused quite the buzz.
It's provocative. Gets people going.
It's pretty good though that's like the biggest thing we have to complain about right now.
Regardless of his number, I feel like Slish could be a great one for Lady United.
He shall be indeed.
Yeah.
Guys,
as long as we don't allow 99 goals this year, then I think we're good.
A great one that you get that. A great one.
Yeah.
Regardless of his number.
As a hockey fan, I kind of appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
It went over my head, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll tell you after the show.
Okay. Now I must know.
Yeah.
I still want to know who this obese man from Robbie Goal is.
Bye.
Good night.
See y'all.